Like, guys... Shit. Like, why even bother? You guys know how bad this movie is. Yeah, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom sucks. Let's talk about why. This movie was curiously not directed by Colin Trevorrow, even though he has a partial writing credit here. This time, J.A. Bayona took the reins behind the camera. He's the guy behind a great feature film, A Monster Calls, which is super underrated. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are back as Owen and Claire, and they return to the island of Isla Nublar to save the remaining dinosaurs from a volcano that's about to erupt. But 3 years after the destruction of the Jurassic World theme park, they soon encounter terrifying new breeds of gigantic dinosaurs, while also uncovering a conspiracy that threatens the entire planet. Look, guys, okay, I gotta be honest. When this movie first came out a few years ago, I don't know how to put this. I think because I was seeing a new Jurassic Park movie in theaters, I was curiously generous towards this film. It wasn't like I thought it was a good movie or anything. I thought it was just like, okay, it's there. The biggest praise I can honestly give this movie, after all is said and done, is J.A. Bayona's direction. I think he makes a really stellar looking film. Technically speaking, the first half of this movie is a wonder to look at. There are so many incredible pieces of cinematography in Fallen Kingdom itself. When the volcano erupts, it is a catastrophic spectacle. But honestly, once the volcano erupts, you should just stop the movie right there, because you will wind up incredibly pissed off like I am right now. I hate this movie. Because the more and more I think about it, like, I think the movie was just there to be like, okay, yeah, everybody knows it's gonna be filler between Jurassic World and Dominion. And then the more and more that lingers in my mind, and the more I see the stuff they do in this movie, then I come to the conclusion that, you know what? This movie really sucks. A lot. And I'll just go ahead and start by saying this before I really delve into the negatives. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are really trying their damnedest to put this over as some sort of amazing story. And they're both likable actors. I mean, I think they still have pretty good chemistry together on screen. But it's just the material that they're given is so... Oh, God, guys. This one is really bad, people. I honestly struggle to comprehend why people could even think this is a good film, aside from the technical aspects of it. Because first things first, this pissed me off back in 2018. But the trailer was promising me a bunch of Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm. And let me just... Ian Malcolm is my favorite character in this whole franchise. His view of everything going on, you totally agree with. And Jeff Goldblum's performance is just so iconic, especially in those first two films. Hearing him go, life finds a way. It never gets old. So when I saw a trailer for Fallen Kingdom and I see that Jeff fucking Goldblum is in this, I was hyped. That was my big selling point going into this, was Ian Malcolm's return. And all you see of him is exactly what they give you in the trailer. Yeah, they bait and switched you. Welcome to Jurassic World. That line he says at the end, yeah, that's the end of the film, and it's in the trailer. And a lot of people are asking me why I don't do trailer reactions on my channel. It's very simple to explain. Trailers nowadays give way too damn much away. It's the Batman v Superman syndrome. I still hate that they gave away Wonder Woman's reveal in that movie in the final trailer. I'll never forget, I was sitting in the theater for Force Awakens, and that Batman v Superman trailer came up, and everybody was so excited once that slammed to black, and once they saw Wonder Woman was in it. And I was looking around, and I was thinking, you guys have no reason to see this movie anymore. It just showed you the whole thing. And sure enough, come March of 2016, I was absolutely right. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom basically falls under that same syndrome. If you see the final trailer for Fallen Kingdom, I'm sure it's somewhere in the bowels of YouTube right now, but you've pretty much seen the entire film if you saw that final trailer. Now, aside from Ian Malcolm, who's barely in this film, Owen and Claire get some really, really weird character development in this film. They're basically advocates for saving the dinosaurs now, which of course was my big issue with Claire in Jurassic World. I thought she was a little bit delusional in the head. Bryce Dallas Howard, the way she played her was magnificent. The character really wasn't one that I got behind as much as Owen was. Owen was the cool, slick, tough guy, but he still had a level head. He was training velociraptors, and he has a really nice connection with Blue, which is explored way more in Fallen Kingdom. But now, because he and Claire are the item, he wants to save all the dinosaurs too. Not just Blue. Like, if he made an exception and he wanted to just save the velociraptors, like, that I would understand. And now they're sitting here saying that these bloodthirsty predators who can't be controlled, they need to be saved. Now listen, I'm huge into animal rights. Treating your animals, treating your pets at home, that is something that is just a given. But these are all big bloodthirsty predators. Imagine if one of the Jaws sequels did this, and they introduced characters and a theme about saving the sharks that are in the water eating people. Even though these sharks are killing people, we gotta save them. Like, how ridiculous does that sound? Speaking of ridiculous, Fallen Kingdom's attempts at comedy fall completely flat on its face. There is a character named Franklin who is probably one of the most annoying characters I've ever come across in my whole entire life. He is scared of every possible little thing. A squirrel jumps out of the bushes, he would probably shit his pants. But he has to come along because he has this really special computer access that Claire needs to get into at this old theme park. And I'm just thinking, didn't Claire work at this theme park? Why does she need this loser to get access? And why do you need this loser for comic relief when Chris fucking Pratt is on your poster? Because Chris Pratt is very funny. I don't know if these people have seen Guardians of the Galaxy or not. He's hysterical. Why do you need comic relief when he's in this film? Perhaps my biggest issue with Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is the storyline with the little girl. She does perfectly fine in this film, but her whole setup about her being this clone that James Cromwell's character creates because he misses his fucking granddaughter. The only thing missing from this film that would have made it even more dumb is if it zoomed in on this little girl's face and a dinosaur pupil just popped into the frame. I would have been like, okay, I'm done with you, movie. But this little girl is very, very important for the future of this franchise, apparently, because, God, this ending... I mean, like I said, the first half of Fallen Kingdom is really well made. J.A. Bayona does his best directing this film to its highest potential with the material that he's given. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are trying their hardest, but I'm sorry, the second half of this movie turns into a complete catastrophe with the auction scene. Yep. The auction scene. Yeah, Batman and Robin had an auction scene, and that didn't work out either, did it? Yeah, so these villains are basically selling these dinosaurs. There's a new one called an Indoraptor that has a pretty neat design and one cool kill in there. I'll give it credit for that. But they're selling off these bloodthirsty predators to be war weapons for foreign countries. Like, guys, this is freaking Jurassic World 2. You don't need a political freaking storyline in here. There doesn't need to be a whole theme about saving the animals. You don't need to give them to bloodthirsty predators, though. Like, my lord. And then that fucking clone little girl pushes the... okay, because the ending to this film is just so damn nauseating. When the dinosaurs are trapped in that little gas room and Claire is going to push that button, I was like... You had me, Claire. You were going to be a likable character, and now you're just going to save them? You're just going to push the button. Thank God she doesn't push the button, because the little girl is there to push the button for her. I had to. They're alive. Like me. Yeah, kid, but also... bloodthirsty murderers are alive like me. You don't see me pushing a button and sending them off into the free world to shoot more of us. Okay, yeah, thinking more back on how I felt about the movie the first time, I thought it just existed. It was just filler. The two things that pissed me off the most were the lack of Jeff Goldblum in it, and I was promised a lot of Jeff Goldblum, but the ending was something that I just could not shake off of me. And I look at my friend I watched the movie with, I'll never forget it. I was like, the movie ends, and then I was like, you could have just switched out her line when she pushed the button with, I had to. They're doing a sequel, so I have to free them. So we give them conflict. Guys, I don't even know what else to tell you. I would rather rewatch Jurassic Park 3 over Fallen Kingdom any day of the week. And you want to know why? Jurassic Park 3 is a mess. I really don't like that film. But at least there's some stuff in Jurassic Park 3 that can entertain me for a little bit. Even all the dinosaur fights in Fallen Kingdom are kind of disappointing when you compare it to the climax of the first Jurassic World film. In Jurassic Park 3, the stupid moments in there, you can at least laugh at them. Like the dream sequence with the Velociraptor saying, "What's up, Alan?" on the plane. It's so weird. It doesn't mean it's better than The Lost World, though. And I do know there's a couple people out there that have that opinion. To each their own, honestly. The Lost World, it's fact that it's better than Jurassic Park 3. Honestly, Steven Spielberg directed it. How can you think Jurassic Park 3 is better? I'm not sitting here trying to convince you about anything, but, I mean, you can like what you like. If you love Fallen Kingdom, that's all good. I mean, there's some good direction in here. The cinematography is beautiful. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, like I said, are really, really trying. But I gotta give Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom a D. Yeah, that sounds about right. This is easily the worst of the entire Jurassic saga so far. And oh boy, we've finally gotten through all 5 up to this point. Thank you all so very much for taking this journey in retro films along with me once again. Up next in this playlist is Jurassic World Dominion, the supposed conclusion to the Jurassic era, as it were. That movie comes out on June 10th. Hopefully it's better than Fallen Kingdom was. My lord, that would be just, that would just be amazing, guys. So if you guys want to keep up to date in discussing all things Jurassic Park and all things geeky in general, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and that notification bell right next to it as hard as you possibly can. That way you can always stay up to date in terms of future content. Also, feel free to hit that like button on your way out. That would be some tremendous help as well. And of course, in addition to talking about Dominion, we're going to have a very busy summer over here. I'm going to be talking about Lightyear, Thor Love and Thunder, The Black Phone, Elvis is coming out this summer. There's a lot to look forward to, my friends. But y'all are the best. Thank you all so very much again for your continuous support. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence!